So the first thing I'll say is make sure everyone is on board with whatever you're doing. So if you're coming up with like a naming convention for files or like structure, then you just have to make sure that everyone is aware of it. And it's not just mentioning it once, you have to mention it over and over again. And you also have to have conversations about it to ask people how comfortable they are with the new methods or whatever practices that you're putting in place, because that's quite important. It's one thing for you to say, this is how we're going to do it. It's another thing for you to ensure that people are actually doing what we said we're going to do. So in terms of like working with a large group, I would just say communication, like communicating with the team a lot more.
You have to have somebody that is responsible for monitoring what's happening with research data management across the team and how much different members of the team are following the protocols that are happening, and then have a collaborative, friendly process for helping people to shift their ways and begin to work as the team, and to recognize that that's a process, that just because you agreed on something doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, and the only thing that is going to change things is for people to continuously be reminded in gentle ways and go back and change what they've done.
Make sure everyone is up to speed on what research data management is and the importance of it. Because again, it's one thing for you to know what it is, and then another thing for you to know how important it is for you. So if anyone has had like a terrible experience as a result of not having a good research data management plan, that would be a good time to like bring it up with the team and just discuss like, oh, this happened to me a while ago. I remember Isaac's example of what when he was a doctoral student and he lost his data, and tomorrow I get haunted by that. I'm like, nothing must happen to my computer, like I must back things up. So just things like that, like having conversations around it and making sure that people are aware of the pitfalls if we don't do what we're supposed to do.
Really keeping track of the process, the decisions you're making. I keep telling students, whenever you go to the field, think about the choices you're making. Think about every choice and why you're making them. Justify it, write it down, because then you may end up having to include in a paper, and you already have a paragraph which you could use and expand, right? So you're right. I think documenting that, especially for a large team, documenting the process, the rationale for the processes and the choices we've made is gonna really help in a long way to when we are ready to disseminate the findings or even engage with communities, because the people may ask us, why are you doing this way, right? And we say, okay, we're doing this way because of A, B, and C.
And just having that research data management plan is really, really good, because if you have a data management plan, anyone can refer back to that document at any point in time throughout the research project, right? So just letting people know this is what you need to do. If you're lost at any point in time, let's talk about it, or just visit this document.
I do have a team of research assistants and myself, obviously, and we do have case study authors. But it really has been useful to have one person, Helen, the data champion, who can shepherd the data and be in charge of that. And there was, I have had RAs who were sort of shepherding the data or managing the data before that, and having Helen's expertise in the cognizance of the need for the README, the naming conventions, the consistent sort of labels of data. Maybe we should have a data dictionary at some point. I don't know if we have that yet. I think that will serve our project really well over the years, and having that sort of go-to person with that expertise.
This is maybe going on a tangent, but I'm working on SSHRC PG, which is a massive endeavor. There'll be like 30 to 40 people involved. So now I'm already thinking in relation to the research clusters, okay, who will need to be responsible for data management? And it has to be from the get-go, from the forefront, rather than at the end. And when I'm thinking about hiring RAs, I'm thinking, okay, I would need someone that really sort of about her area and responsibility is this.
I think we're really lucky to have Helen working on the project for more than a very short period of time, because that is one of the hurdles with working with research assistants, is that they are often in a temporary role, and sometimes very temporary, only for 4 months. So that's a real challenge, and having somebody who will be with the project for a little bit longer, we're very lucky about that, who can become familiar and develop that familiarity with the data and just realize that it is being managed over years, who's able to just focus on that and give it the attention it deserves.
This series is brought to you by SPARC, a Center for Social Research Innovation.